Hey guys, this is Chris here again, and I'm doing another My Life Story. And this one is going to be involving a Critters 2 VHS tape. And if you guys are familiar with horror films, or if you guys watch, scary movies or anything like that, you might know that Critters 2 is a movie, one of the few movies that takes place on Easter and has a lot of Easter themes to it, such as the critter eggs, searching for Easter eggs and stuff like that. And my story is about when I was a little kid. This was probably around 90, probably 93, 92 or 93, somewhere around then. I was probably about, let's see here, six, probably five or six. And I had begged my mom to buy me Critters 2 on VHS. And you guys know me, I'm obsessed with the Critters franchise. I absolutely love those movies and everything about them, and I collect everything about them. And back then, I used to go to the video store to rent VHS tapes every single week. They had this deal where you could rent 5 movies for 5 nights for $5, and I would always pick out a Critters title. And the store had the first Critters movie on VHS, and I had to get it. My mom had to buy that for me, and I begged her and begged her, begged her. And so once I owned the first one, I was like, man, I got to collect these. I got to own all of them. So I begged my mom to buy me Critters 2, and this was like when they weren't really selling in stores anywhere, so you had to like go to your video store and order the VHS tape or from wherever you could order them from, and they would order them. They would be like $80 or something like that, $70, $80, and so yeah, that's expensive for videotapes, and it might have been a little bit less being in the 90s. I know it was a lot more in the 80s, but anyways, I begged my mom for this tape, and she saved her money and she bought me Critters 2, but she didn't tell me about it. So I just kept renting the tape, watching it on TV and everything like that. And my mom gave it to me as a gift on Easter. Now, my mom is not a fan of like horror movies or anything like that, and she had no idea that Critters 2 took place on Easter. She didn't know what the movie was about except about like the critter thing. That's all she knew about. And she didn't know it was an Easter themed movie, didn't know nothing about it really. And she wrapped it in green wrapping paper and gave it to me in an Easter basket surrounded by Easter eggs. And I find it absolutely hilarious, ironic, and coincidental all at the same time, because she had no idea that what the movie was about. She gave me an Easter themed movie in an Easter basket surrounded by Easter eggs when in the movie takes place on Easter, with the critter eggs being exchanged for Easter eggs. And that is just hilarious to me and an awesome story for me. And I'm so happy that my mom coincidentally, ironically did that, because it makes for a great story, I think. So I got my first Critters 2 VHS tape in an Easter basket on Easter surrounded by Easter eggs. So that is my life story. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll be back with some more stories later on. See you guys.